Hello, so mates, welcome to the part 2 of this tutorial. So I recreated this blue outfit, but I changed the neckline, and we've already done the part 1. So in the part 1, we drafted the pattern and we cut out the gown. So in this part 2, I'll be showing you the sewing process, the beading process, like how the beading looks like, and also how to cut and sew the inner that you'll be wearing inside this gown. So if you haven't seen the part one of this video, I will link it up here or I'll pin it in the comment section. The link will be in the comment section for you to watch. So it will be advisable for you to see the part one before you watch the part two. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Without wasting much time, let's get right into it. So guys, these are the materials you'll be needing. You need your mesh fabric, about 3.5 to 4 yards. You need your lycra for the inner. 1.5 yards is enough. You need your bias tape, and you also need two type of bead, the broken bead and the crystal bead, size 6. So guys, this was where we stopped from the last tutorial, where I was showing you how to pleat this slash and spread that we cut that will be at the front of the dress. So I told you that whatsoever you measure around this curved area, make sure that after pinning it is the same thing, so that when you want to place it on the fabric, it is the same. So this is the sleeve, this is my sleeve, and I mentioned in the previous video that you can either do a cut together sleeve or you can cut it separately, like I do. That's if you are making a short sleeve. You can also use a long sleeve. So this is the front of the gown, that is the front. So I'll be placing this one on it. So this was the one we pinned. Make sure that you are aligning it to where it's supposed to be. You know that the cutting, we went up by 2 inches from the waist. So when you are placing this on the waist, make sure it is 2 inches above your waist. Then you align these two to the side. In case you can't get the proper alignment, you can still, if you still have the pattern of the upper bodies that we cut away, not the one we slash and spread. We cut the pattern into two. We have the upper part and the lower part that we slash and spread to achieve this. If you still have the upper one, that one will guide you. You can just place it on it and follow how it should be. So you pin it on it, and when you are pinning, make sure that this is not getting, it is getting to the side. You can just leave about 1 inch or your sewing allowance by the side at this hip area, this hip side, so that the, because this fabric that we are attaching, it won't be fully joined at one side, especially this side that has the hip, this curved part. So that side will not be inside. It's only this side here that I'm pinning that will be inside the dress. This other side will not be inside. So you have to make sure that you leave the space of your sewing allowance at that edge. So I'm pinning this down because I'll be sewing on top of it. I'll just be sewing on top of it. There is a beading on top, so we'll be beading on the sewing so it won't show. After properly securing this, you can now go ahead and sew. Make sure you secure it properly. As you can see, the number of pins I added, make sure you secure it properly. So this is what we have. Then I will go ahead and sew that part. So guys, for the back of the dress, I told you that it has a joining at the center back, even though we are not adding a zipper at the back. So I've went ahead to join it, and I've joined the shoulder too, as you can see. As you can see what I sew, that I've sewn this down, like I've sewn it down on it, and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, the pleats, they are looking really really nice and very beautiful. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to use our bias tape to turn the neckline area. And also for my sleeve, I'll be attaching my sleeve. For my sleeve, I folded it into two, so I cut the sleeve like folded, so at the bicep area of the sleeve it is folded. So it's like I doubled the fabric for the sleeve. So this is how the neckline is looking like. So the first, for you to turn this neckline, you will first do this and this keyhole at the front first. You turn that one first before you now turn the neckline. And I made it open because the neckline is quite small. So if you don't make it open, there's no way your head will be able to go through it. So that's why I made it open. So I'll be adding an hook and eye there. As you can see, the joining that I said, that this side here will not be inside, it will not be attached to the side. As you can see, that it is separated kind of. So this is what we have. So now after sewing, I will go ahead and iron first before I now start doing the beading. So this is the neckline that I talked about. I'll be adding hook and eye to this part here. I'll be adding hook and eye so that it can be opened, and so I can open and close it. So this is the bead I'm using. I'm using a crystal bead size 6, and I'm using a broken bead. So I started with the crystal bead. I first add it to, that sewing line that I did at the waist to hip. So after that, I now went ahead to do this design with the broken bead. So in case you cannot bead, there's this beaded this applique that they sell in the market now, or any kind of applique. You can just attach it to this. And for this neckline, yeah, I just decided to bead round where I used the bias tape to turn the neckline. So that was just what I did. Like I said, if you cannot bead, or you don't know how to do this beading, you can just buy this beaded applique that they sell, and you can just attach it to this. You can just attach it to it, and you can even leave it without beading. But that waist area, you have to do something, because you sew on top and it will be showing. So now let's move to the inner. For the inner, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm using 1.5 yards of fabric, and you can see that I folded it into four. That means I'm cutting the front and the back together. And when you are cutting, make sure you note the stretchy parts, because there are parts that are more stretchy than each other. So the stretchiest part should be by the side, so that when you wear it, it will stretch, because you're not adding a zipper or anything to this. So what I did was to leave 4 inches at the top like this. Then I took my other measurement. So the other measurement I took after the 4 inches was my armhole length, my bust length, my waist length, my hip length, and the length of my inner. So if you want I made my inner to stop at, I think, around my knee, or a little bit below my knee. You can just, if you want it longer, you can make it like, let's say, 3/4, but you must not make it too long, except you want to add a slit to the side, so that you'll be able to walk properly. And the dress you are making is like a mermaid, so you can't make a straight inner, a very long inner inside, so that you'll be able to walk properly. So now this is, I measure the length I want it to get to. Then you can also add your hemming allowance to the bottom to hem your inner. Please just follow what I'm doing here. So around my armhole or my bust area, I'll just measure my bust divided by 4. So for this also, you just use your bust divided by your measurement divided by 4. Don't add sewing allowance. So you take the sewing allowance from the measurement, because this has to be smaller. It is stretchy, so it has to be smaller. So if you take your exact measurement, you don't need to add sewing allowance. But if you reduce your measurement, you will add sewing allowance. So I've connected my bust to waist to hip. Then I will take my hip measurements also at this point here. So you don't need to make this pencil because this is an inner. So I just took it straight up like this. So let me cut this out before I continue to do other things I need to do on this. So guys, the next thing I'll be doing now is to measure something that looks like my neckline or where the my strap will be attached to. So I'm using 4 inches here. Then I connected from the armhole to this 4 inches. As you can you see what I did? So 4 inches from the center front. Then I connected it like this. And for this center front, that slant that I made, so you have to know where your the slant must not stop at your bust line. It must be a little bit above your bust line. As you can see that my bust line is like less than 9, so I made this to stop at around 8 inches. And why this is low is because of the neckline of the dress we are working with. You know, it has this keyhole, so it won't make sense if your inner is showing in that keyhole. So I made this like 8 inches, and I connected this one to the armhole. So I'll be cutting this out like this. So now I will remove one of this. It will be the front. So the front is settled, but the back, we need to adjust the back. We can't leave the back like this. You can actually leave it like this, but I don't want my back to be like this. You can use this for the back as well, but I want mine to be just be straight. So I'll be cutting this away on this level of this armhole. As you can see what I did, so I just cut it straight like that. So that's how I want it. Then the next thing I will be doing now is to cut the strap I will be attaching. For you to know the strap, you have to, we have 4 inches at the front, and for the back, you use your armhole length to determine the length of the strap. So whatever you get, you just deduct 1 inch from it. So my front is 4 and my back is 7. So altogether I have 11. So I should, when I deduct 1 inches, I have 10. But because I will still need 1 inch, which is half half, to join the strap to the body. So I will just be using the 11 like that. So when I join the strap to the main bodies, I will have 10 inches. So this is the strap, and the wideness is just about, I think, 2 inches or 1.5 inch, and the length, like we calculated, is 11 inches. So now I went ahead to turn it, like I show it, then I turned it out. Then I'll be attaching the strap to this pointed edge at the front. Then I'll be attaching the second one too, just like this. So this is what I did. I attached it like this. Then the next thing I will do is to use bias tape to turn from the armhole to the neckline to the other armhole. I will use a bias tape to turn it. So after turning, this is what we have here. So now it's time to fix the strap to the back. So for the back, you locate the center back so that you can locate the distance between the two straps. So I notched the center back. Then from the center back, I just measured, you can just measure 4 inches to the right, 4 inches to the left, or maybe 5 inches, 5 inches. So then you place this on it like this. Make sure that the right side is facing each other. The right side of the strap is facing the right side of the fabric. You pin it down like this. After pinning, you now use a bias tip to also sew it. So you use a bias tip to sew it, then you flip it and just turn it. So guys, after sewing the back, I went ahead to just join it by the side and hem it at the bottom. Just join it by the side with 1 inch and hem it at the bottom. So after I was done, this is what it looks like the front part looks like. Then this is what the back looks like. So this is the back. So the back is just straight like this, and the front has that shape, and this is what it looks like I said, if you use your exact bust divided by 4, waist divided by 4, and hip divided by 4, so you can just sew with 1 inch. But if you reduce your measurement, make sure to add sewing allowance so that it is not too tight. And this is the length I worked with. Like I said, I made sure it is like below my knee a little bit. So this is what the inner looks like on the mannequin, and you can see that the neckline is low. And yeah, so that's the aim because of the keyhole at the front of the gown. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.